Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Perspectives, our podcast. This is the official episode 1 where we actually have a topic to talk about. Um,
How are you doing?
I'm okay. Oh, wait, we forgot to introduce ourselves. My name's Victor, the co host,
Oh, I'm Mariana, your host.
and this is Perspectives, episode 01.
This is really exciting. I'm feeling a lot of emotions right now, or actually all day. I still feel it like all over my body, if that makes sense. Like I couldn't sleep last night cuz we actually released our podcast today. Today is Wednesday.
Oh,
So it's our first ever I don't know, experience releasing something like this.
First time ever receiving feedback for something that we put out to the public.
Yeah,
like that.
and honestly, I didn't think that we get this much feedback.
Yeah, honestly, I was expecting like our friends, to be like, oh,
Yeah.
like 3 comments, from our friends.
Yeah, or like from our friends that we've actually
Our
kept
family, our
in
mom and
touch.
dad.
Yeah. Dude, okay, I'm not gonna say names, but I had a best friend in 5th grade, like from 3rd to 5th grade.
Yeah.
She posted the podcast and she was telling me like I can't wait to hear the next one.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know, it just makes me feel so good to know that there's so much positive energy surrounding this
Yeah.
like endeavor, or like this new journey that we're kind of doing, that we're I don't
This
know,
little project of
yeah,
ours.
because I feel like it'll be really fun, and I just really appreciate just the honesty also,
Yeah.
because you can say, honestly, I made a post about it that constructive criticism is not rudeness.
Oh,
But listen,
I saw that.
yeah, but listen, honesty is the best policy, but using it with kindness, that's the best way to do it. No, but yeah, I feel so much gratitude and I feel really warm inside. So listen, I'm sending you all the warmest hugs.
Yeah, thank you for everyone who actually um got the word out, retweeted and everything, quote retweeted. There's just been so much positive feedback. I remember we were literally staying up yesterday and getting everything onto Spotify, SoundCloud and everything. And it was I remember I was trying to put it on YouTube, and I didn't have any video editing software at the time, so I had to download that. It was very all last minute. So I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It was like rush because we had to get it at midnight around there. But yeah, I remember just okay, we've done all we can.
Yeah.
We're gonna back off from this now.
I think honestly, you having the idea of posting this on YouTube was really great, because
now you think it's great. This entire time, this is the first time I'm ever hearing you say this. The entire time is why do you want to put it on YouTube?
what?
No one goes on YouTube. It's everyone goes on YouTube, especially when they're doing homework and stuff.
I mean, okay, you were
I'm putting
right.
you on blast right now.
No. Thank you. Do that. And I admit I was wrong. Ooh, I was wrong on this. I feel like a lot of my family members are gonna listen through, or have been listening through it on YouTube, because that's what my parents are forwarding,
Okay,
so it's okay. I understand the concept of YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, of it being just
Being on
audio.
YouTube,
Yeah. I mean, also, I don't know, hopefully by this time we'll have it on Apple Podcast. I mean, Apple Music? I don't know what it's called. I use
Apple
Spotify.
Podcast. There was a certain comment that was asking, what about Apple Music / podcast? I was like, oh my god, no. So regarding the Apple side of things, we're in the process of that. It's definitely more lengthier than the rest, like just putting it on SoundCloud or like, oh, put it on Spotify, like no problem. We have to get like different accounts, go through licensing.
Yeah,
and
it's a
all that.
process.
It's a process. So expect it around next week. We'll try not to let it flop. But yeah.
We're learning through this, and I feel like it's a really interesting learning experience because there's flops and
We're literally just like jellyfish going through the current right now. We're just going as we have to do it.
No, were those jellyfish from SpongeBob that are dancing? You know, dun, 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 like that one episode. Yes.
I love that episode.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, also, before I forget, I did get some feedback, and I do want to say that I want to mention that we want to post weekly episodes, but since the semester will be starting soon, we might get a little behind on things, so just be patient with that. I feel like we'll be like I said, learning from it, and I feel like since we're going with the flow, we also don't want to kind of lose track of ourselves in terms of the semester. LOL.
Yeah. No, just bottom line.
Yeah.
We're planning on putting it every Friday, a new episode every Friday. But, if it flops, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
And the worst case scenario, it'll turn into a bi-weekly thing. Every 2 weeks, we'll have an episode out.
And I feel like that in itself is also a good pace.
Yeah.
So people won't get bored.
Yeah.
Anyway, are you ready to get into this topic?
Yeah. First,
okay.
Play the intro music. Perspectives. And we're back.
Did you guys like it? I know I loved that. And the little perspectives at the end, I'm still very unsure of.
Perspectives. Like literally we did that like the day that we recorded episode 00.
Yeah.
Like I had told Mariana, I was like, I want to have something of our voices in there. It's a podcast, for God's sake. And she's like, well, what do we say? Perspectives. Just say that. Okay, when? At the very end. Okay.
Yeah, literally in 5 minutes.
Super quick.
Okay, so I feel like for this episode, I want to reflect on a concept that can seem so simple, yet very challenging to navigate through. And I feel like reflecting on this together is gonna make a difference. I think we're gonna learn from each other in terms of our opinions. And I don't know, I think it'll help other people if they're listening.
At least, not necessarily opinions, but like outlooks.
Yeah,
just different ways how we feel.
Yeah, of course. So, my question to you is, how do you feel about change? Do you embrace it? Do you fear it?
That's an interesting question.
Like, how do you look at just the concept of change?
I feel like I'm a very adaptable person.
Wow. Okay.
But not necessarily, not because like I love it or anything. I love change or anything like that. I doubt that anyone likes change. But I think change is only acceptable on people's terms. But whenever it's not on people's terms, whenever it's like out of like a third party, they flip out.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's just a natural reaction, though.
It's like
we're creatures of habit.
We only accept change when it's convenient for us.
Yeah.
And not.
I think that goes for everything, though.
I don't think we look at change as necessary, but kind of just when we want to, or when we.
It's hard to see when change is necessary.
Okay.
Especially not on our own terms.
Yeah. It's. I think also it's a matter of just interacting with change in itself.
Yeah.
Like how willing are we to be uncomfortable, or yeah, just having to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how is it that we can do that, you know? Or how is it that we can be able to say, listen, I'm okay. Like, I don't know if I'm
No,
getting...
you're making sense, and I like my outlook whenever it comes to change and us as human beings is that we only like it, we're only comfortable whenever it's on our terms.
Yeah.
But if it's not our terms, we hate it, but we're not gonna die from it, and we're gonna be able to adapt.
Yeah.
Well, we're not like other animals where we just die whenever it gets too hot. You know, if it gets too hot, we're gonna sweat and we're gonna complain because we're uncomfortable, but we're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You know? But of course, I'm talking in a literal sense, but it also applies to, you know, moving or something. You know, changing schools.
Moving from this semester, actually, from college to, you know, back home because of Corona.
Oh my God.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good topic.
I had so much trouble, and my closest friends can testify to this. I remember I was back to in my apartment after spring break. This was before just the entire freak out happened, like the first freak
Pandemic.
out. Well, or the reaction from people, they freaked out, so we all came back home.
Oh, okay, okay. Now I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I went back home. I went back to my apartment, and I was stocked. You know, I had all this food. I was kind of ready to, like, be on survival mode. You know, to, like, not go out, just be in quarantine, all these things, right?
Oh, you were planning to stay there.
Yeah. And when things got really bad, I remember my family told me, no, you're coming back home tomorrow. No questions asked. And I felt like I was being stripped from my freedom entirely. There was just so much anger and frustration and just questions because ay, quiero llorar, güey. Because I was like, why do you not think that I can do this on my own? You know, like, I felt
it was sort of like, you know,
I felt like they thought maybe I wasn't independent, when all I'm trying to do is show them how independent and strong and just able I am of, you know, doing things. And I don't know, I felt not defeated is not like the proper word, but it was just kind of like weak and just like powerless.
Yeah.
So I went, you know, I came back home, I sucked it up, and it was hard, you know, having to transition from college, you know, when you go to, I don't know, HEB at midnight with your friends because you forgot, you know, some stuff for school, or just you want to bake at midnight, you know, just like little things that seem so normal. And here you kind of go back to hold on, I'm gonna breathe. I'm okay. Okay. Here you go back to this kind of like high school energy where you kind of have to ask for permission to go out, or I don't know, I just kind of felt very restricted, and I didn't like this change. The way I approached this change was with so much anger.
Yeah.
And, you know, it took a lot of time, because this change also made me realize, like, as individuals, we have changed so much. You know, having left to college and calling my parents every night is so much more different than actually bonding with them in the same space.
Yeah.
While still in college, I don't know if I'm making sense. Like they would call me every night while I was over there, and they would ask me like, what did you eat? How was school? It was a very surface level conversation.
Yeah, it was like every time you had a conversation with them on the phone, it was kind of scratching the surface.
Yes.
What did you do today? Did you feel good today?
Yeah.
Did you eat something today?
How was your test?
But there was never like, I guess like
more in depth, like
yeah.
convivir. Like it was very hard to do that, and coming back home gave me the opportunity to get to know them again, like, because I kind of forgot. Otra vez voy a llorar. I kind of forgot what it felt like to be with them. Woo! I didn't think I was gonna cry in the first episode.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, you guys. Or you know what? No. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm not gonna apologize.
This is a safe space
for feeling. For
you, for me, and for
everyone. If side note, if you wanna cry or talk about things like this, you're welcome to talk to me. I feel like things stay between us, and it doesn't matter who you are. Okay, I'm done with that side note. Right. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, just this quarantine gave me so much time to get to know them all over again and get to know myself. There was a lot of things that I've been working on, just like my patience levels with myself and others, and I don't know, this change is necessary, and it comes in waves, this feeling of just like dark, chaotic, I don't know, we're gonna go back to the Shrek reference, but like the onions, like we're just peeling the layers off, and I don't know, it's like a certain liberation. There's a growth that happens, when we're stuck in this uncomfortable feeling, because I feel like it allows us to stay in our vulnerability. And
the way you create bonds is not just having a good time, laughing and all that. Like it's a great time, don't get me wrong, but whenever you create bonds with someone, especially on a personal level, it's whenever you open up and be vulnerable / come within conflict with each other. That's to me, that's when you create true bonds, true personal level of relationship. So change like that, coming back home, especially when you didn't want to and in a sense keep your independence at College Station, it definitely was a process to that change, but like you said, well, I don't know if you said this yet, but I'm assuming that things have gone way better.
Oh yeah, I feel like this initial transition that occurred to me was very selfish, or like my reaction to that transition was very selfish, and I feel like now the tension that once was there is
dissipated.
Yes, and I feel like there has been so much growth and just bonding, or like
a more understanding.
Yeah, my family and I have definitely built a very strong relationship because we now relate to each other in a lot of things. Yeah. If that makes sense.
I feel like a part of it coming back also is you left, pretty much a child. You came back an adult.
Yeah.
And as an adult, you're in habit, you're setting your own ways, you're used to your own kind of deal.
Yeah.
And you come back, and you're back under your parents' roof, and you had to follow their own rules because you're under their roof.
Yeah.
And I feel like that, like that's the sense that's coming off, like you come back, you leave a child, something that you've been understanding of, you've respected, and that was your place, and you left, became an adult because you're in your own ways at that point, your own independence, and you came back an adult, and it's like I was on my own, and now you're like setting a bunch of these rules again.
Yeah,
You know.
I don't know if I've mentioned this to you. Maybe I have, but it felt like I've always said that I'm this bird or like a butterfly. And I felt like my wings were being cut off or just like
At least like tied down.
yes, yes, and it just
Because
I
you
couldn't
know
fly.
you know you can fly, and it's not like they're taking your wings away or anything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But just simply like just kind of like we're gonna tie you down for now, because you're back in our
Yeah.
our own world.
And I feel like then I didn't understand that everything was meant like for my own safety and just um
Out of the good, out of the kindness, well, not kindness, but like out of the love of their hearts.
yes, like I did not understand. I mean, because obviously I'm not a parent. I do not know how it feels like to protect your child or the need to always have them around or just to know that they're safe, out of danger,
Yeah.
especially in a pandemic that is so uncertain, that is a very smart virus, so like you don't know where it's like what's gonna happen. Like there's so
Yeah.
much uncertainty there, but what is certain is what you can do, and what they did was keep me safe.
Yeah, as much as they could. At
Yeah,
least.
yeah, and I'm for that I'm always grateful. Always grateful.
Yeah.
Um
No. Yeah. Oh wait. Go ahead.
no, I mean, I was gonna say,
Okay.
can we talk about the transition from high school? Like, since you were on the subject, can we talk about the transition from high school to college for you? Because I feel like I think I already finished my story.
I feel like okay. Well, transition from high school to college for me personally,
Yeah.
it was a very humbling experience because I feel like I kind of peaked in high school.
I
Not
don't-
gonna lie. I mean, like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I had a very, very good senior year. I was able to play the national anthem on the guitar, first to do it in my hometown, to do it in the valley. I feel like, so
Flex.
flexing. No, but I ran for homecoming with my friend, very close friend too. Shout out to Carol. And we actually did really good. We were like second place or something, and we were both nerds. And I was able to do jazz band. I really enjoyed that.
I remember.
I went to regionals and almost to state for wrestling. It was just a really, really good time. I was achieving a lot, what I wanted.
And then college happened.
And then I got smacked in the face with college, man.
Reality check. A lot of
No,
reality checks.
Dude, you don't even know. I was very... I was a lot more... Well, I'm still very unprivileged, but I was a lot more privileged, in high school.
Of course.
And I did not, understand how college worked or
Yeah.
anything
Or
like that.
we did not know how to study.
Yes, yeah.
And dude, failing your first exams, okay, let's be really real here.
Oh, my
Failing
God.
your first exams of the semester of freshman year, that,
Dude, I had alphabet
Ooh.
soup. I had alphabet soup for my grades in my first semester. I had an A, which was a kinesiology. A B was my highest grade, and even at that, I barely got a B. C, D, and I didn't get an F, which I'm very fortunate for.
nice.
Yeah, but a lot of my grades were just like C's and D's.
I think-
for my exams and whatnot, it was.
I think it's honestly necessary for us to at least fail something, whether it be a test, a class, so we can be like, okay, this is how I'm going to do this next time. Like now we see things from a different perspective, and now we're going to take a different approach to it. And like, that's how we make the change.
Yeah, and and I live by the saying of like, well, I don't know if it's already a quote or whatever, but what I've always told myself: a part of you has to die for you in order for the entirety of you in order to live. I don't know if that makes sense.
Like a butterfly, hold on.
Okay, yeah,
Like,
yeah. The worm
Like,
has to die to become a
do
butterfly.
butterflies know their own destiny? That's a question that I've
Oh,
always.
we're gonna. Oh, okay.
I mean, no, I mean, we don't have to get into
Too
that,
into
like
that.
too into that, but like, they are caterpillars, and they build this cocoon, minding their
Just out of their
business,
instincts.
and suddenly they're butterflies.
They're flying, bro. They're not even crawling on with their bellies on the ground. They're flying through the sky.
Like, who teaches them that? Do their parents tell them, like, one day you're gonna have really beautiful wings, one day you'll be an ugly moth, but you'll still be beautiful,
You'll be able to fly,
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like it's kind of those things where it's like, you have to struggle to be in order
Yeah.
to prosper.
Yeah.
And well, that was just me. I had really good grades. I had, I did so many things and achieved a lot in those things that I did do.
Yeah.
And to come to college and just kind of flop on my face, I felt like I tried to do a lot of things, and was able to do like one, and even at that, I didn't really get too far into it. And I wasn't doing great on my grades either. So I struggled through that.
And now is it better?
Yeah, it's a lot better. I was able to get like a 3.4 this semester.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't quite get to academic probation, but I'm not even joking when I say I was literally riding on a fine line. Guess what my GPA was?
What was it?
2.006. I'm not even kidding. When I was about to go into probation,
Living on the edge,
and
dude.
that was about for 3 semesters. It wasn't until these last 2 semesters where I really got it up.
Okay.
Well, I was able to make a difference in my GPA.
Some growth. We love to see that.
It was hard.
Yeah.
I really had to sit down and, of course, I'm not going to say that I did it all by myself. I got a lot of help. But yeah, you have to struggle.
That's good. Yeah, you do.
Shout out to all my friends,
All the strugglers out there, we're all aquí estamos con ustedes, honestly, because we're all struggling,
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention my grades. They were better than his.
Yeah, but even if you, like, all of those to whoever is, fearing of probation or already in probation, just know that it's possible.
Yeah,
you can get yourself out of there.
Yeah.
It's just, you just have to tie yourself down, really. In all honesty, you can do it, but you're gonna cry blood.
You made a positive change, dude. Like, that's...
Yeah, I intend to keep it that way.
Yeah.
I want to get Dean's List. Mostly
Steady.
because I want a tattoo. But yeah.
Is that like a deal or what?
Yeah, okay, so my parents and I have this deal where if I get Dean's List, I'm able to get a tattoo on them.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is like, why don't you just get a tattoo with your own money?
But you don't have money. I mean,
well, yeah, I guess
That
that's the
sounds-
main reason. But
that
like,
sounds so harsh.
well, actually, now I do have money because I got a paycheck from a thing that I did. But that's another story.
Okay.
So, but the main deal is that if I were to get a tattoo without their permission, all financial help from them is stripped away.
Okay. Yes.
So, yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Do smart. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather get good grades and get the tattoo than, fend for myself.
Okay. Anyway, we got a little off topic there.
Yeah. Struggle to
Yeah.
prosper.
Yeah. There you go. That's, I guess, the main thing.
That was my change, at least.
Yeah. That's something to take note of. It's important to like mention things like this.
Yeah.
Now I kind of want to get into this.
What's this?
We seek change,
Okay.
and then change happens. How do we react?
Oh.
What's our attitude towards this change? Like positive attitude, negative attitude?
I think that's all very dependent on what the change is.
Okay.
So again, it's like if it's on our own terms, we're good to go. We're fly. you know. But if it's on someone else's or just live terms, we're not gonna like it, you know,
Yeah.
because again, we're creatures of habit, and even if that, again, we might not even see the change as positive if it's like not on our own terms.
Yeah.
You freak out. I think that's a very normal thing to do. You know, is freak out about it. You know, you don't, at least you don't even know how to feel about it. It makes you feel
Yeah.
uneasy, but it makes you feel good. Kind of like I guess an example would be this podcast. I
Okay.
guess. You know, I was very uncomfortable with the idea at first, but now that I'm doing it, at first when I started episode 00, I was very uncomfortable. I remember we had to do several takes of it.
Yeah.
But right
And
now I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I didn't know how to feel about it then, but I feel good about it now. I feel like it's a very nice thing to do.
to add on to that, even this episode 01, we were going to talk about something else, and it
Oh
has
my God.
it took us 3 times to like, or 3 tries to get it done, and none of them were working because like the conversation wasn't flowing, and
Yeah.
just the energy in the room wasn't, I guess, right for
It wasn't like a genuine conversation. It wasn't a Mariana and Victor conversation like it is now, I feel like.
Yeah, and it was an easy topic to, you know, talk about, yet it felt just so challenging.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
Yeah.
like the challenge is there, but and the feeling is there, but
Yeah, like even at that, and that was on my own terms with this, you know, whole podcast thing.
yeah.
And I still didn't even know how to feel about it. Not until
Oh,
I
okay.
did it and did it and did it and did it. I was like, okay, I kind of like it now.
and
It feels nice.
And I feel like now, since we have our episode 00, you know, like our introduction out,
Yeah.
and receiving this feedback, it feels kind of just like reassuring, like, oh,
Yeah,
I can
like-
keep doing this.
Yeah, like it's not like, you know, people like hate our voices or anything like that. They actually kind of, you know, like it, you know. So it's like, okay, why not?
I feel kind of self-conscious about my voice, but I mean, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Um,
Bitch, what the fuck?
I feel like my mom, going back to this, how do we react to change question, my
Yeah.
mom has always told me, shout out to you, Mom, she's always told me,
Yeah.
huh?
She's my tia.
Tia Elsa, yeah.
Yeah.
She's always told me, it's not what you do in this change, it's how you do it. And she is so right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some truth right there. I'd say so.
Yeah, if there is failure, if there is success, all these cooking projects that I've been doing, or these experiments that I've been doing, and they're failing, she's like, and why do you get mad though? You know, like, it's okay, you're having fun, you know, there's no reason to
Yeah.
like, I mean, and it's a very simple example, but I don't know.
I guess
just-
it's all about like trying not to do things with, you know, heavy mind.
The intention of having it right the first time,
Yeah.
or the intention of it working out for you the first time, or
Yeah.
the intention of it just working out at all, period.
Yeah. You know, yeah, I'd say that that's pretty true, because, you know, I feel like a lot of the times people just kind of get into things is like, it's going to be great, and then they fall flat on their face, and they're just like,
Yeah.
the end of the world, you know.
Oh, wait, sorry, what?
No, I think that was it. I just said because I'm dumb.
Okay. No, I feel like change starts from within. And I feel like we've mentioned before, it's a matter of reacting or being quick. Okay, we are very quick to react all the time.
Yeah.
This is us, you know, we're human. It's a human instinct. It's just in us.
It's a reflex.
Yeah, it's learning to internalize these reactions and just kind of feeling this change to be able to approach it in a more peaceful, calmer way. I feel,
Yeah.
you know, I feel like, I mean, personally for me, when I'm conscious of that effort, it's worked.
Yeah.
And it just feels so much better, and just it doesn't feel like I have a heavy weight on my shoulders, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like what I like to say a lot of the times whenever, there's a situation going on that I don't know how to, like, to go about, I always tell myself, don't take the situation head on. You don't take a step back, you take 2 steps back. Because when you take a step back, it's still right in front of you. But if you take 2 steps back, okay, you're able to, look at the situation,
The bigger picture.
and see what you can do. Because before you can start getting the real nitty gritty work and take the situation, the negative situation at its source, to take it all away, you first gotta, like, peel it a little bit.
Yeah.
And one by one, and
Peel the onion.
peel the onion.
Yeah.
The onion, peel it. The onion's right in front of you. Peel the shit out of it.
I think. Okay, enough onions. I think what we have to remember is, most of all, like, we are experiencing a massive global reset. I think it is loud and chaotic and necessary. It is uncomfortable. I think it's also an opportunity to learn, it's an opportunity to, I guess, witness a change within ourselves and just around us. Because this is a time, we're making history.
These are crazy times.
Yeah, these are crazy times, and I feel like we have to be very attentive and conscious of what we're doing, of what we're learning, of what we're seeing, of what we're saying. This is a calling for unity. Where there is fear, okay, listen to this, dude.
Okay.
Where there is fear, there's also love. I think there's also courage, bravery, dude. There's bravery that casts this fear out.
Ooh.
And I feel like that's what really matters. This unity.
Yeah, I was about to say, within unity, that's where all the love, the hope, and all that is.
Yeah.
Because we are in the craziest of times,
Yeah.
and we are in, just to be very blunt, very much a pile of shit. So, but, we can be together in that pile of shit, and we can come out of it together, very easily.
Period. Wow. This has been a talk.
Yeah. Very deep.
Yeah. For being our first podcast. I mean, our first official episode 01. Wow. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this sharing. I don't know, our experiences, just our emotions, our feelings. I shared a lot of emotion. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh my Lord.
And listen, I don't want to warn y'all, but I feel like there will be a lot more to that. But
safe space.
Yeah, safe space.
All good.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you do decide to stick around, don't forget to just leave us a like or follow. We're on YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud. Where else? Apple.
No, not yet.
Not yet, but
we're working on that. We're on this website called Buzzsprout. Also, if you don't have any access to those, you can get on the internet and go on Buzzsprout. It's completely free.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay, we're gonna leave all the information down below. So, with
follow our social media handles too.
Yes, Perspectives Podcast. And we'll see you on the next one, or we'll hear you on the next one. How do you say that? We'll
see you later, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Until next time.
Yep. Goodbye.